clearly the video gods don't want me to do this video today because I've just spent a half hour going from like 3 different rooms deciding where I want to do this. Usually I'm not this indecisive, but today for some reason, I'm just like, oh no, the background sucks, the lighting sucks here, or I'm standing in front of like a brown pocket door that just blends into my shirt and not enough contrast. Anyway, so I plop my ass on the floor here and I'm going to do it from here. So pay no mind to cheap dog toys and I don't know, hairballs and stuff in the background. Okay? All right. So let's talk about reality. Let's talk about perception. Let's talk about, where you place your attention becomes your reality. Where you withdraw your attention dissolves your reality. Sounds like a pretty easy concept, right? Sure. Except it's not. Except sometimes attention gets intermingled or confused with ignorance. So, if I just ignore this part of reality, it's not real. Well, yeah, I suppose if you ignore your job or you don't show up, that you will eventually get fired and it dissolves. It doesn't become part of your reality anymore. But I don't know if that's the same exact thing necessarily. We see a lot of ignorance out in society right now where there's a lot of toxic positivity, people not grounded in reality. There's a lot of spiritual escapism, God complexes, all these sorts of things. So I want to talk about this a little bit today, and I want to actually bring up a book, a really good author, Penney Peirce, Leap of Perception. This is a pretty old book, not 2013, I think. She has another good book called Frequency, which I'm pretty sure I've mentioned, but she's basically talking about the intuition age that we're apparently moving into, this kind of global expansion of awareness, where the frequency of the planet is moving at a higher speed. And maybe that's why things seem so very split, because people are very different levels, right, of reality and where they're placing their attention. But I wanted to bring this up because she brings up these different ways of perception. One is the one we've always known, which is linear perception. So this is kind of like point A to point B, things happen kind of like in this linear fashion. We think of self-growth and accomplishments just kind of like on this trail, where we're moving along. Oh, we hit a milestone. Oh, we grew. Or we think like a vertical axis where we climb the ladder and we accomplish all these different things. But also linear perception is kind of this concept of willing ourselves to do things, kind of this survival. It could be fear-based sometimes, but it's that we have to use willpower. We have to really kind of push our way through to get reality to bend in our favor. Reality is outside of me. Whereas this other type of perception, when we're kind of moving into this different elevated state, I guess you could say, of thinking, is more of a spherical level of perception, where you're like in the middle of time and space and everything that's happening comes from inside of you. Now, I don't mean this in an egotistical or narcissistic way, or people can get a God complex, or think they're enlightened, or get selfish about it. I don't mean it that way. What I mean is you're living not necessarily in this linear, like, willing your way through life, but more like you're standing in your power of presence, of consciousness, of, I can never say that word right, of just like, it's coming from all inside of you, how you're reacting to things in your world, not ignoring things, not being ignorant, but just having this innate power within you. It's a different kind of thing where you're just like in the middle and you realize that you're connected to universal timing of the universe and you're just connected to everything around you. Sometimes we think we have grown. We think we've become enlightened. And we can see this a lot in the world. Maybe you've experienced this, where you think you've gotten over something. You think you've gotten over maybe one of your patterns. And then the universe throws you something else. at your feet, and it's like, no girl, no man, no, you didn't learn the lesson. Here's another one for you. So a lot of times what the issue is, we're rushing self-growth. We're rushing to be empowered. We're buying a 21-day fixed program that's going to suddenly just heal us and have us grow and move us, elevate us to the next level of perception or whatnot. And it's not a race. It's not a competition. When you're thinking that way, you're still in that linear kind of time frame, right? Where it's like, must accomplish, must, power my way through in 21 days to get to the next level of vibration in my life so I can attract what I want in, right? Still thinking you're a slave to the outside world. So that's not how any of this works, right? Number 2, I would say simplify, declutter. You need to make room for new things to come into your life, okay? For new new energy to come in. So if you want to shift something about your world and your reality, keep it simple. And that means not the cycle of adding more and more and more and more, right? That's just like our consumerism nature. I was going to say nation mixed with nature, and it turned into a weird word right there. But it's, declutter, okay? If there's something in your house, I was just watching a seminar on like feng shui and bagua and stuff, and it made me really think about like certain areas in my house or certain rooms that are like really cluttered and make me uncomfortable whenever you walk by and you see it. If there's something like that in your life where something kind of doesn't sit well with you, that's kind of a sign that you need to kind of like clear that space out, okay? So simplify. Sometimes we overcomplicate things and we try to will ourselves, again, this linear time frame, will ourselves to grow. And we always think that growth, again, is either a straight line or it's just climbing up the ladder. But a lot of times growth works in, it's a spiral. So we have to spiral around and maybe, do a couple lessons before we can actually jump up and elevate, okay? And maybe it won't be in this lifetime, but that's kind of how it goes. You ever notice that over time, the more you keep, hopefully, the more you keep like having these lessons thrown at you, if you're really, really working on yourself, that it gets easier over time. It doesn't hit you as hard. It doesn't make you react the same way. That's kind of the same thing. What else do I have here? Let's see. Yeah, I realized that shifts in consciousness are not just on a vertical axis, right? What you actually think you might want, where you might think you want to shift to or bring things into your world, right? What you're placing your attention on may not be for your highest good. There may be a deeper layer to the things that you think that you want. So what you think you may want may not actually be what you want. Say you want money, for example. It's not actually the piece of paper, the money that you want. It's what you can do with the money. So that kind of thing. It's like little shifts in perception. Attention can be harder than we bargain for a lot of times. We always think, all I need to do is raise myself. All I need to do is focus on other things in my life. But it's not so easy when we have a lot of stuff, a lot of baggage. The events which you observe are determined by the concept you have of yourself. If you change your concept of yourself, the events ahead of you in time are altered. You are a being with powers of intervention which enable you, by a change of consciousness, to alter the course of events. In fact, to change your future. So inside out, it's how you think about yourself. It's how you think about your world. It's all perception, baby. So on that note, don't rush your journey. Don't rush growth, because sometimes it takes time. And when you're putting it on a timetable for yourself, it's no longer organic. It's no longer a natural process. It's almost like you're faking your way, you're willing your way, you're forcing your way through something that you don't know how long it's going to take. You don't know the process that is going to unfold in your life. You know, you would love to say, well, I have suddenly, you know, elevated myself and everything is just perfect in my life. No, because then you're going to get hit with probably other lessons in your life and other things to learn. I think it's a nonstop journey, and I think we have to remember that it's okay to have guidance, and we need it a lot of times. We need mentors. We need people who can lift us up and kind of take us out of our own element sometimes, or patterns of being where we might feel stuck. But we also can't think of it from this just linear place, or from this place of, well, in order to get to the next level, then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 things and all is done. My work here is done. I am complete. I am amazing. I have everything I need. You know, chances are you're always going to want more. As a human being, in the cycle of just wanting more and more and more stuff, or more enlightenment, or more, just more, right? We've been trained that way our whole lives, to think that we're never enough, that we don't have enough. So just realize, once you get over another hump, there's going to be probably other areas. So presence is key, and having the awareness is key. Not focusing your attention on living just in the past, or always being in the future, because that's going to just give you anxiety, frustration, irritability. But really trying to place your awareness and looking at things from a more spherical element, like what is coming from inside of you? How am I reacting to what I think is on the outside? Like, do I keep reacting the same way? Do I keep doing the same things? And is this leaving me stuck in a sort of way? So I think we really have to understand that, and it's going to be a process. It's going to be a form of growth. So it's something that can't be rushed, and I think we need to honor that timing is not always on our side, or what we think is on our side. We have to question why we're in such a rush. You know, we're in a rush because we're desperate to feel whole, to feel complete. But where is that coming from, right? When we're in this rush to like have more stuff, or have more money, or have more happiness because we have this person or these things in my life, that's going to complete me. That's thinking from that I'm a slave to my outside, right? I need other people to complete me. I need things to complete me, rather than thinking in this, you know, it's coming from me, okay? I'm this glowing ball of light in time and space, and I'm connected I'm grounded, okay? I'm not spiritually escaping somewhere out there. I'm grounded on this earth, but I'm also connected to everything, the galaxy, the universe, the stars, everything around me, to other people. And yeah, that's my, you know, some people live in a very literal world, and some people live in a very metaphorical world. And which one are you? You know, everybody's different. Everybody's different. So you may see signs and meaning in certain things, and other people just take things very literally in their lives, and that's okay. Yeah. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below. I put out new videos every single week for you on all kinds of cool topics, and truly appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.